Welcome back to the Takeout. The Kennedy Center Board, which is comprised mostly of people appointed by President Trump, voted yesterday to put the president's name back on the building and close it for 2 years. This despite a court order blocking both of those maneuvers. Ohio Democratic Congresswoman Joyce Beatty joins us now to discuss all this. She previously filed a federal lawsuit challenging the president's changes to the Kennedy Center and was on the conference call in which yesterday's decision was made. Congresswoman, always a pleasure to have you on this program. Describe the phone call. How long was the president on it, and what was it like?
The president actually came on as we were getting ready to vote, said he had been listening for the entire meeting, which was about an hour in our meeting time. It was very interesting because we're just revisiting the same thing. This time, he wants to put an inscription at the bottom of the John F. Kennedy Memorial name. But my lawyers will file a joint report on this Tuesday in which we'll notify the court about the actions that were taken in the board meeting and the latest development. The government must also already meet the court's order to talk about when the tarp will come down. And so we are going back to court. This is something that the board has brought up again. And of course, you have to remember that the $257 million that was in the bill, government taxpayers' dollars. So again, Donald Trump wants to take credit and use this as a billboard for his name. And we're going to go back to court as much as it takes. We've been victorious on this because it's unlawful. And even what he's requesting the board to do, it's not lawful, so we'll have to settle this once again in court.
Congresswoman Beatty, what in that course of the 2 hours did you and other board members learn about the necessity, if there is one, to close the Kennedy Center for 2 years? Who would fix it, and what fixes would be undertaken?
Well, we did have a report from the consultant who had sent us one of the reports that had a lot of mechanical information and changes, like we need to restore and repair the parking garage. But here was what was interesting. The rest of it was in a 2-page PowerPoint. While there was significant discussion on it, there was some unrest. What does partial closing it down? What will it be like if we close the main building for 2 years? That's what ultimately the board voted on at the encouragement of Donald Trump. But we will have activities in the Reach Center. But let's talk about how many employees will lose their jobs. How many employees will it be needed? What will the actual programming be? And what will we do with those existing clients that we're negotiating with? So while the board meeting was some almost 2 hours, we're still talking about a historical memorial and shutting it down for 2 years on the hope that there will be an endowment that will raise hundreds of millions of dollars to restore it. So I was not comfortable with closing it for the 2 years. I was not comfortable with having a surprise agenda to have Donald Trump's name inscribed or inscripted, which also is not something that you can do by law. So we still have a ways to go to make sure that we can come together and hopefully be able to recognize what the statute says, because it is only the United States Congress that could do what he has asked to be done.
So to be clear, when you go back to court, you're going to fight over the name inscription, and also you're going to
Yes.
fight over the shutting down for 2 years?
Yes, because see, you have to understand what we voted on yesterday, we are still in litigation without having a response to this. So technically, the 14-day window that they put in there is we have to go back to court within that. So I want the public to know, because as you can imagine, I'm getting hundreds and hundreds of calls, as are other board members, I'm sure, about what is the status of this? Can he really do this? And the answer is, it was illegal. It was unlawful for what he's done, and we're going to continue to go to court to fight for it.
Congresswoman, you made reference to hopes of an endowment growing to support some of this work, but I don't need to tell you that the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts has suffered some manner of reputational harm in the last year. Artists are pulling back, if not canceling entirely. Ticket sales are down based on all credible reporting. Is this place going to be able to raise hundreds of millions of dollars in an endowment when it's reputationally harmed as it has been?
Well, I think it was reputationally harmed because Donald Trump's name went up on the building. Thus, we saw people pulling out strictly for that reason. The name has come down. There is some excitement and hope. The endowment fund that was established in the name of Donald Trump, I can't take that part away. He is saying he is the most prolific fundraiser in the country, and he will raise hundreds of millions of dollars for the endowment. So that's his name online to do it. He has assured the board that he can do it. Now, set that aside. I think that there are a number of individuals out there who want to return to the Kennedy Center and perform. They did not leave the Kennedy Center but for Donald Trump making it political and unlawfully putting his name on it. So we've taken the name down. There's a lot of excitement about coming back. And I won't argue or dispute that the Kennedy Center needs renovation. And the board is putting a plan together to do that. I think it was vague. I didn't agree with the report and how it's being done. But at some point, we will need to move on because this is our only living memorial dedicated to John F. Kennedy. And I am very clear that I will continue this fight. And I am very comfortable that we will be able to bring artists back within the next couple of years if that's what we have to do.
Board
But
member
people are
and
not saying
Ohio.
they don't want to.
Right. Joyce, I appreciate the time. Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, Ohio
Thank you.
Democrat, board member, Kennedy Center. Thank you so much.